So this time I did remember to do a little walkthrough of my Glade beforehand. As you will see, I didn't really do much with my Glade besides that little plaza with Tiana's restaurant, which I had done when she had released. And that was about it. I want to add more trees and kind of spread things out so it's not all grouped together, and to make the Glade more open. So at this point, I think we all know the drill. I just delete everything that I can delete, which unfortunately wasn't a lot. I know that's a bad thing to say. I didn't have much in here to delete. Which next time I do this, I am going to. I remembered this time to clear out my garden with a gardening buddy. With the size of this one, I didn't really care if Tiana was following me. And now I'm just going to go around getting rid of all of the mushrooms and any rocks, which I was surprised there wasn't more of, to be honest. Like, I knew there was going to be a lot of mushrooms, but the rocks and digging spots, there just wasn't a whole lot of. Although I do discover I missed some later on. So I wanted to put my house at the back here, just to give me a reason to go through the glade. I always like keeping the Haunted Mansion in the swamp because the 2003 version of the film is my personal favorite. And I just wanted to keep the swamp aspect. Tiana's restaurant gave me a hard time because I wanted it back in this area with her house nearby. But because of the size of it, I struggled to try to get an area in front of it where I could build like an outdoor seating area. And I don't know what it is about the glade, but Ursula's house I feel fits better in this area than out on the beach. I did move Tiana's stall with Goofy's stall into the center area. So here we are with part 2 of my struggle to figure out where to put this massive restaurant. The height isn't the issue, it's how long it was. I did play around with the idea that it was over the bridge with Tiana having a garden behind it. I know it's Wally's garden, but in my head it's Tiana's. And doing this, it eventually gave me the idea to put Tiana's house over there. I was going to try to fence in the entire back area around the pond using the trellises. Forgot what they were called for a second, but I didn't have enough, nor did I want to go out of my way to make more. So I figured I'll just do a little tiny garden back here. I did want to keep her food stall close to the restaurant so she didn't, in my head, she doesn't have to carry it all through the swamp to put it at her stall. And I did want to pave the area. Really wish I could move these ponds because sometimes they just get in the way. And I wanted to primarily use just Princess and the Frog themed stuff in this area as much as I could. I didn't realize that some of the orange lilies were not for water. I was very confused by it. The streetcar, its size had me questioning whether or not I wanted to use it. And I just randomly throw down the bistro tables and the chairs just to get them out there. I was moving them later once I figured out where I wanted to put them. It was at, I think, this moment that I realized that the lilies would be good centerpieces. So off the Scrooges I had to go. And I really did want to use the fireflies again in this area. I primarily bought them for this area, and then I played around with them on the beach and may have used all the ones that I had. So I had to buy some more. As well as Remy's restaurant, I do plan on putting more tables outside. That way it's just not so little tables. If that makes sense. Now, at this point, I have completely given up with the unbordered paths. So, I wanted to put a path leading from the rock bridge to Tiana's house. I do end up switching it for the muddy paths with the border, just because I ran out of the brick path and had to go on a little expedition to craft some more. I also want to expand my yellow brick road into the glade, considering this is where my main house was. I hoped I had enough to do it from both entrances from the meadow, but I did not. I also wanted to try to blend the normal brick path going to Tiana's Plaza thing with the yellow brick road, but unfortunately it left me with that little gap. I don't mind. It gives the idea I wanted it to. And I figured while I was at it, why not add paths to Ursula's house? Now comes the part that I love doing in the glade, which is using these roots as like an archway that you can walk through. I considered putting it over the yellow brick road, but it didn't fit quite right. I realized at this point, after putting down the log and all the dead trees, that I didn't put the garden over by my house for all of the stuff that you buy from Goofy's stall here in the glade. I don't know when it was that I discovered that you can water in a 2x4 grid, but I just find it so satisfying. So now I'm just adding some rocks and greenery to the glade. There are some spots that I realized I left a little dead, and I do go back and fix that after I recorded. I originally wanted to line the path to Tiana's house with the flower bushes, but I got a couple in and I realized I didn't like how it looked. So with everything placed down, time to do a final walkthrough of the Glade of Trust. So this is the final video that I will be uploading before the update goes live. I will have the rest of them recorded before it goes live, they just will not be posted until after. unfortunately.